Waipapa Papanui-Innes Community Board report to the council, and we've got Emma Norrish standing in for Ali Jones today. Thank you, Emma.
Kia ora koutou. I am going to take the report as read today and just highlight a few things that have been going on in our area over the last month. That photo there is the newly opened Papanui Library Service Centre and Post Shop, so I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. This is the Papanui Bush, which is the Bridgestone Reserve by the railway line there on Langdons Road. We had another planting day there on the 3rd of July where we had Papanui High School students, Rotary members and other community volunteers came along and helped us plant for an afternoon. This time we were planting in a very low-lying swampy area of the reserve, a bunch of grasses. We now have an agreement signed with Rotary and with Papanui High School to help look after the Papanui Bush, sort of formalising what has been going on. And the agreement with the school basically makes that area part of their school grounds, I guess you could say, so that to go over there they don't need special permission or permission slips from parents or anything. It's just they can go over any time they like and use it as an educational tool. We have this is more pictures of the new post and service centre at the Papanui Library. It was closed for 5 weeks while this upgrade was done. The service centre and post service operated out of our boardroom at the back of the library, and I'd just like to thank our ward staff who had to relocate for that time. A number of them went out to the Belfast Community Network building and were based there for that time. Moving on, we've got the Redwood Library now. This is a very popular, it's a small community library, but it's very well used. This has been getting some refurbishment done at the moment. It's going to be closed until the end of August. They're getting a new heating and ventilation system, new carpet, paint and some roof repairs. That will be much appreciated by the community out there, and the mobile library's visiting while it is closed. Another library is the Maraho Volunteer Library. Our staff are working with the library and some local residents, I believe, on getting a mural out the back there that was instigated by a local resident, and we're looking at heating for that as well. This one here is a section of Innes Road where we have 2 schools within, I think it's probably about 100, maybe 200 metres of each other. They both run Kea Crossings on Innes Road, and they have been having problems for years now with traffic not stopping at the crossings. The arms that they were using on the Kea Crossings only went out a couple of metres into the road, and cars would basically just go around them and not see them. So our traffic engineer has been working with the schools and also with police at Solutions. It turns out that Innes Road is actually over capacity for a Kea crossing, so it's not the best option for there. But what we've done in the meantime is managed to get these new barrier arms, which are longer. They actually get stored in the pole of the crossing, and the Kea crossing people unlock them, drop them down, and they go right out into the middle of the road. And there'll also be those discs that are on the poles. They are going to get LED lighting in them as well, which will make it a lot safer. But in the long term, there really is the need for traffic lights with the pedestrian crossing there to service those 2 schools and make it safe for those children crossing the road. But this is a great thing to have there in the meantime. We have up next, we also had our Community Service Awards at the beginning of last month. We had 97 people attend at the Chapel Centre in Papanui, and as always it's great to be able to recognise those volunteers who give so much time and effort to make our community a better place. And then I was going to talk to this, but Sam beat me to it. I'd just like to say this started in Papanui-Innes, and then we now do it joint with the other board as well. As usual, it was a great turnout. And I'd really like to say thank you to the staff who were involved in this, Helen Miles at our office, and also, was it Lisa Gregory from Fendleton Waimari Hereward. The amount of time and effort they put into this is just amazing, and the kids really, really appreciate it. And finally, this is just something that's been going on in Redwood. This is the upgraded Grimsey's Road QE2 Drive underpass, which is really well used, especially on school mornings. This is a main route for a number of pupils to get across QE2 Drive to Papanui Primary School and going the other way to St Bede's. Whenever we've had heavy rain recently, it has flooded, and there has been sort of up to 100 mils or more of water in there. There is a pump in there, but apparently it's not powerful enough to actually do what it needs to do. So we've been to the CNC Alliance and asked about it, and they have ordered a new pump which is on its way, which is much more powerful and will be able to kick in and do what it needs to do when it's required in those heavy rains. So that will be good to finally get that fixed, because at the moment we're having to call in and get the council trucks out there to pump it, which is not ideal. And that's us for this month.
Very good. Any questions? No? Aaron?
Yeah, I just want to support what Emma said about the staff at Dusk Till Dawn. I was there at 3 a.m, and there's a staff member from Papanui, Helen Miles, also known as Hawkeye Helen, because 3 young gentlemen turned up, obviously, via social media at 3 a.m, quite well dressed, good-looking young fellas, there to meet people, and Helen spotted them a mile away and escorted them off the property pretty quickly. And to spot them out of 300-odd young people running around was pretty sharp. So the Hawkeye Award goes to Helen Miles for this month.
Excellent.
For keeping the community safe.
Very good. Have been moved by Pauline, seconded by Mike. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much.